My name is Ardis Harris, and I've had the privilege for the last 12 years or so of going into Douglas County Jail and doing Bible study, anger management, overcoming emotions that destroy, with Chip Ingram actually, and restoring relationships with women especially. And that has just been the joy of my life. I've loved it. This last year or so has been quite different. I've not been able to go in, and COVID has made a difference in what I've been able to do with women here in the area, but some of those relationships that were built in the jail have carried on over the year. And I have Bridget with me today. She's here for Christmas, and we've just had a great time this holiday and several holidays sharing together. And I so remember the very first time that I met you about 8 years ago, was it? Little over 8 years now, I think. And I had just come back from my mother-in-law's funeral out in Seattle, Washington. And I was sharing with the women about the peace that Mom died with, because she knew where she was going. We knew where she was going. And there was just a real peace about her death. And I remember asking the ladies around the table if anyone would like that kind of peace. And there were some hands that went up. And Bridget, yours was one of those hands that went up that night. Talk about where you were at that time.
Well, that was my first time being incarcerated, so I was real nervous. I had a lot of anxiety. My kids and my family were scattered actually throughout the state because of my choices, and so I had no peace. And so I related in that, and I wanted that, and I didn't know how to get that. So it was the night before I met you was the first time I actually read the Bible. And I read it because, well, I felt like I was gonna need a job, and so I read Job. And so that was the beginning of my journey, and I knew God had placed that you coming in the jail that day so I could find him, or find more about him anyway. I didn't grasp Jesus right away. I didn't get a relationship with him. So I ended up relapsing, and I ended up going back to jail a couple times because of my use. I ended up eventually becoming homeless and then going to prison. But in between that, I got picked up, and I went to the last time that I would go to jail. I picked up the Bible again and started working on that relationship with him.
You did.
And I knew that's where I needed to go in that direction again, because that's where my peace was, and that's where my hope was. Because at that point, being on the streets, I had no hope, and I was scared, and I knew that I wouldn't be scared with Jesus. And I knew that coming to Douglas County, coming back to there, that was my home jail, I guess. And that I would be able to work on some stuff with you, and that's what I did. And I needed to go walk through it with Jesus, and that's what I began to do.
What other impossible things is he doing in your life?
Well, about a year ago, I started to hang out with my daughter a lot, and that brought my ex-husband. He realized or wanted to be sober, and so he went to a treatment center, and now we are going to be getting married next month, and then remarried, yes. Remarried again, and then we're gonna have a big ceremony in August, so I'm pretty excited about that. I think that having God placed you in my life is a real big key, you and Tom, because without you guys, I think that, I don't know. So thank you.
Thank you, Jesus.
Right, thank you, Jesus, yeah. So, thank you.